What's good, boxing fans? It's your boy Chandre, stopping in to do another real quick video. Sitting outside, man, enjoying the day. It's a beautiful day outside, so I'm taking my ass outside. I did a video earlier, but the dang YouTube thing kept freezing up on me. I don't know what it was. I had a 20-minute video, and it wound up having to get deleted, so that was some bullshit. It pissed me off, but it is what it is. I'm back now. Whole new thing. We outside, chilling. First thing I want to do is say R.I.P. man to Corey Sanders. Corey Sanders was killed the other day in Africa. He was killed the other day in Africa. He was shot in the stomach by someone. I don't know who. He was shot in the stomach for no freaking reason. But people don't realize how dangerous it is in Africa. I'm talking about a lot of people get killed in Africa, and especially European people, because all of the things that have taken forth in Africa is just ridiculous, man. Everything from self-genocide to, national genocide, by the powers that be. Hell, even by the United Nations. You think the movie Blood Diamonds was a fluke, but Blood Diamonds was real shit, and that shit like that actually go on. So yeah, a lot of people over there are in danger, and that's just a sad case, man, because, the dude was a good boxer. I enjoyed him. Matter of fact, for those of you who don't know, he knocked out Vladimir Klitschko in the second round. Knocked him out in the second round back in, I think, 2003 or 4 or somewhere up in there. I think it's 2003. Knocked his ass out. But of course, you know how the Klitschkos do it. If one brother loses to somebody, the other brother come in and whoop him. So big brother Vitaly came in and whooped Corey Sanders, I think in the 5th or 6th round or something like that. So nonetheless, R.I.P. to Corey Sanders. And I'm going to touch on this real quick. A real fluke in boxing. Something I think is so stupid that's going to go on, but it's going to happen. And hey, it is what it is, but I feel like it's a stupid idea. Roy Jones is going to be taking on Kimbo Slice. Yes, you heard me correctly. Kimbo. He's going to be fighting Kimbo down in Jamaica, man, in December. It's supposedly just an exhibition bout, but it'll bring a nice little media buzz, because given who the two are, I don't see no reason why Kimbo would even, or why Roy Jones rather would even fight Kimbo, because Kimbo, he's boxing now. He left MMA and came to boxing. He's only got 5 fights under his belt, and 4 of those are by knockout. And 1 is just a mediocre ass decision fight, but they're only 4 and 6 round fights. So Kimbo has no kind of stamina. So I'm hoping that Roy don't get in there and get his ass knocked out, even though it's an exhibition bout. Kimbo don't have to hit Roy but once. Roy don't have no legs no more. He can outbox Kimbo if he moved around, but Roy don't have legs now. So that's going to be fucked up if he go in there and get his ass whooped. But it is what it is. He shouldn't even take the fight. So that's on him. I was watching this bantamweight fight the other day. Got water on my hand from Bud Light. Y'all need to give me a check. I'm putting you motherfuckers out there like y'all want to sponsor. Gotta have your cold one. Anyway, I was watching this bantamweight fight the other day. What's his name? Jonathan Romero. Cold-blooded cat. Superb stamina. Great ring generalship. Precision punching. I'm talking about no wasted punches whatsoever. It's great aggression, great defensive tactics, knows how to utilize the whole ring. He was fighting this guy, Esquivian or something like that. I can't never pronounce the cat name, but I'm just going to call him E for short for this video. And like a lot of people always talk about volume punching and, oh, he threw more punches, he landed more, he did this and did that. E threw more punches. He landed certain punches or whatever, but for the most part, the majority of the punches were blocked, and for the most part, the majority of them were missing because of the defense of Romero. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about he was blocking punches, he was bobbing and weaving them. Man, it was just a spectacular showing, and he had stamina throughout the whole fight. He was nailing little buddy ass too. But it just goes to show, though, that even though you throw a lot of punches, and if a lot of those punches are blocked and picked off and things of that nature, then I don't see where you should get credit for him. And I thought it was a good idea that, the refs wasn't giving guy credit even though he was throwing a lot of punches. They were mostly blocked, picked off, and missed. So I thought that was a good thing too. Somebody actually know how to referee. So, but I would love to see Romero against the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire. Those two bantamweight would be just a sick fight. But I would have to say that they're evenly matched, height-wise. They're evenly matched, skill-wise, defensive-wise, energy-wise, and the volume punches with laser beams on them because they don't just throw punches. They only punch when they know it's going to connect. Chess match. A game of high-speed chess with those two would be just, oh, man. I would pay to see that fight, to be honest with you. But I would have to give the edge to Donaire because Donaire has more power, man. He still got the knockout power. He can knock a joker flat out. I mean, I haven't seen Romero knock out too many people because, I mean, he has a great punch and all, but it just doesn't have any power to it. You know what I'm saying? But it looks crafty. It looks great, but it just doesn't have that car crash after effect. You feel me? So I would have to take Nonito Donaire in that fight, hands down. Here in December also we have DeMarco. He's going to be fighting Adrian Broner. And me personally, I think that's going to be a real interesting matchup, but I have to give it to Broner. I tell a lot of people, you can say what you want about the little cat. You can hate him. You can be mad at him because he's being who he is, charismatic or whatever, and you get mad at the cat, but you got to have self-confidence in yourself. If you don't have self-confidence in yourself, then who the fuck don't believe in you, right? So I think Broner's going to take DeMarco's belt so easily, it's not going to make no sense whatsoever. He's going to rob dude. I mean, just going to beat him down just like he stole something. That's how I feel about it. I would love to see him fight Brandon Rios, too, because Rios, we all know, to me, he's just a joke. They're just trying to hype him up as the next best thing. But I just don't see the skill set in him. I don't see the defensive prowess. I just see him just being a brawler, and brawling ain't going to get it nowadays. People are learning, man. They got to have some kind of skill set about themselves. So I think he's going to definitely take DeMarco's belt, and it's going to be a brutal thing for him. That's just what it is. Burns wants to fight. Burns just knocked out Kevin Mitchell the other day. Whooped Mitchell all through the ropes. It was just embarrassing. But Mitchell never was one to really just be on top of his game like a lot of people think, because they don't just really just delve deeper into, his skill set. They're just basically just, I want to say, going off his name because, he built up a good showing for himself, but he's not as skillful as people, actually are led to believe. And the other day, it proved that, when he got his ass whooped. But now Burns is calling out Broner. Broner don't even have a belt, and he's getting called out. Robert Guerrero called him out. I understand now, people can't fight everybody that call him out. A lot of people say, oh, this person ducked that person. He ducked this person. He didn't fight that person. You can't fight everybody that calls you out. It's not going to happen. You can't beat it. Not that you can even beat them. It's just that you can't get the time to fight everybody. I mean, granted, back in the days, they would fight 60 times a year, but they don't do that anymore, man. It's all about the building up the buzz for the bucks, and that's it. So in the time it takes to promote a fight, you can't sit there and fight 20 guys, in a year. So everybody that's calling out everybody, they can pretty much hang it up. It's not going to happen like that. But I think Broner would actually beat Burns. I think he will whoop Robert Guerrero. I would love to see them go ahead and fight. I definitely think he will whoop Guerrero. It will be a good fight, though, for as long as it lasts. It'll be a good fight. But I think DeMarco's going to get whooped. Burns will get whooped. Guerrero will get whooped. I mean, a little dude just on top of his game. He got skill, and I like the skill set that he displays. So I pick Broner over damn near anybody. I would actually love to see him fight Marquez. Now, that would be a hell of a fight at around 140. That's Marquez's weight class. A lot of people are trying to overlook Marquez, but Marquez is not a journeyman, people. Marquez has not been getting his ass whooped. He just don't fight as much as he used to, as far as in just like a match, every 6 to 8 months. He don't do that no more. The man getting older. But when the last time you seen Marquez get his ass whooped? When the last time you seen Marquez get knocked out? When the last time you seen Marquez get dominated? Shit. Well, Mayweather dominated him, but Still, after that, you ain't seen nobody doing nothing to him. Man, that dude's still a beast. And I bet on him against anybody. I'm betting that he's going to whoop Pacquiao this fight. Checking up on my football scores. But that's just my take on that. And real quick, I want to touch on one other thing. No, I want to say something about something else, too. The John Jones MMA fight that happened the other day, the 152. I really don't cover MMA, but so many people were talking down on John Jones. They were like, oh, you know, he's the reason there was no 151, and he's a coward, and he's this, he's that, he's sorry, he's scared to fight, da da da. The man had everything against him, and he got in there and whooped the fuck out of the dude that everybody thought was gonna beat him. And so now everybody's apologetic. Oh, John Jones is a great dude. Da, 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 da. Come on, man. You all decide which side of the fence y'all gonna stay on. Quit jumping sides. Because in my neighborhood when I was coming up, man, there wasn't no switching sides and jumping sides and being on this person's side this week and that person's side next week. There wasn't none of that. You were getting your ass whooped for all that shit. So just pick a side and stay there. You know, unless you come in with some totally non-biased information, let's ease up on the flip-flopping. That's not good. And my last subject, like I said, I wanted to touch on was the TMT promotions thing. I'm going to make it brief, too. But I've always said that 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, which 50 Cent is a whole nother dude's nickname in New York, but nonetheless, 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson, I always said he kind of lingers towards what's hot, you know? And just like when he would start beef with rappers, you know, whatever, you just know that that rapper just put out a hot single or he had a major buzz going for himself at the time. And then 50 was kind of declining in his music sales, and so he would start beef. But come on, let's face it, man, beef sells. That's why a lot of people like the blood and gut routines when fighters don't run, when they don't utilize the ring, when they just stand there and brawl. People love to see blood and guts. That's not me, man. I'm a tactical person. I love to see a person break the motherfucker down. That's just my thing, too. I guess that's how I fight, so that's what I like to see other people do, you know? But 50 saw how things were changing, and so he's okay. Well, look, let me, because man, you got to give it to the dude. He's a marketing genius. The dude knows how to make money. But another thing, in my eyes, and the way that I was raised, is that loyalty isn't everything. It's the only thing. And so to befriend a person under the guise of being a friend, but knowing that you have ulterior motives for monetary gain, that's to me is weak shit. That's bitch shit. But and that's what I feel like 50 did with Mayweather. He just got under his wing just enough to ease his nose in the business, put his name out there, you know, whereas everybody associated him with boxing now. And I think, you know, Mayweather began really schooling the dude on what to do about this, do about that. But like I said, he's a businessman. You can't really do the fence straddling thing, you know. If you all weren't genuinely going to start this thing together with you, Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd Mayweather, then how is it that all of a sudden now, because Mayweather wouldn't sign some papers. Now, mind you, the dude just got out of jail, but I guess that don't matter what the fuck when it come down to business. Trying to get him to sign some contracts. And Mayweather was like, nah, I'm not going to sign no contracts right now. So, with that, 50 gets mad. He go on, jump ship, and go on to the next batch of people. But, what's his name? Caballero, Jeff Mayweather's, one of his fighters, said in an interview on FightHype.com that luckily before the split, before he switched over from Mayweather Promotions to TMT Promotion, which was supposedly going to be the larger faction, you know what I'm saying, just going to be a growth spurt of Mayweather Promotions. Excuse me, that he had his contract restructured when he saw the split coming, to where he didn't want to go with 50 because, as usual, 50 comes into the business, he's coming in starting beef. It's not the same with music, where you can start beef with people, and people are going to buy your music even more because they want to hear what's said and this, that, and the third and all that. It's not the same. In the boxing world, as you can see, as we all see, how Golden Boy and how Top Rank are. You know, they can't get along whatsoever at all. And fights can't be made between the two because individuals turn around and they don't like this promoter or that promoter. So whatever fighters got fights coming up, they can't take the fight because the next fighter belongs to a whole different promotional company. And that's weird. Einstein pulling up. But anyway, so you turn around and you take a look at it now, and Gamboa, Darrell, Willie Dibbs, they all took money from 50 Cent. So they all having to be forced to stay with TMT Promotions. They can't just turn around and get a restructuring of the contract because they took finance, you know. Sort of like the same way Manny Pacquiao, even though he was signed with Top Rank, took money from Golden Boy Promotions. I think it was $250,000, $250,000 that he took from Oscar De La Hoya, which is why a lot of people still don't know that. I don't quite know the percentages. Between 15 to 20% that Bob Arum gets of Pacquiao's money, which is crazy, and Pacquiao still has to pay Golden Boy 5%. That way, that's how the lawsuit was structured to be dismantled. So the lawsuit was pushed away and all the court proceedings was over with due to the 5% agreeal. So Pacquiao still paying him. I don't know how long he had to do that. I don't know if it's just till the 250 was back or just throughout the remainder of a contract. I don't know how long, but yeah, people, that's why he wants so much money, demanding this amount of money, because he got a lot of money coming out of this shit. And then especially if he co-promotes the bouts and stuff with Top Rank, if he co-promotes, then the guy, just like any people, if you don't know what co-promoters do, they also have to pay a percentage of the fighter's purse. It could be the person that they're fighting. They have to pay a percentage of that person's purse. They have to pay for travel. They have to pay for the, promotions. They have to pay for advertising. They have to pay for all that stuff. So all of that stuff comes out of dude's check, man. So it's kind of crazy. So whereas he may be guaranteed $20 million or $26 million, shit, that knocked down to 10, 11 million, 12 million. After you get done doing everything that he has to do and paying all the people he has to pay, managers, trainers, nutritionists, coaches, and this is everybody, not just Pacquiao. But it's crazy, man. So that whole TMT thing, it's going to be weird because, like I said, 50 can't turn around and, like he's already started stuff with Golden Boy. Come on, man. You got the powers that be are Golden Boy and Top Rank. Anybody know that, whether they want to say it or not. Even DeBella Entertainment knows that. So you turn around now and you start stuff with, because you're cool with Bob Arum and Manny Pacquiao, you start shit with Oscar De La Hoya. So now you're going to be stuck having to do in-house fights with Top Rank, and that's exactly how that's going to go. Hell, the last 7 opponents or so that Manny Pacquiao has fought has been all in-house Top Rank opponents. I mean, think about it. They never fight outside of the realm, and if it's a person that's not under contract right then and there at the moment, shit, Top Rank signs them to at least a 1 or 2 fight deal before they can even fight as fighters. That's why people sit and they talk about how Bob Arum was getting the Manny Pacquiao loss investigated and all this other shit or whatever. Bob Arum didn't give a fuck that Pacquiao lost that fight because he still has Timothy Bradley under his brand. So he didn't give a fuck that the shit happened. You think he was really pushing to get that overturned? No, he wasn't. He didn't give a fuck. He like, now I can make Manny fight somebody else. I can get this in Manny here that this fight right here we don't need. You won that fight. We don't need that fight. If you go over here and fight Marquez because he brings in a larger following, and then we're going to turn around. Speaking of my neighbor, we're going to turn around and take Timothy Bradley, put Bradley in against Peterson or somebody else, because Bradley got a fight here in December too, or November, and they're looking at Bradley Peterson too. So either way it go, Bob Arum still gets to keep now not only 1 fight in-house and get paid off of it, but 2 fights in-house and get paid off of them. And both are going to be all 100% his. Come on, man. People can't see through the smoke screens, man. It's ridiculous. And another thing I don't like, and I'll be off the subject and I'll be done with all this for today, I don't like the fact, I was looking at one of the sports rankings. It was some little mediocre thing though, but still, it wasn't ESPN or nothing like that. It was something else. And in the pound for pound rankings, which we know that's a mythical title, but it still seems to matter a lot in boxing. They had Floyd Mayweather as number one in the 154 pound range, and they had him number one in the 147 pound range, sharing that number one spot with Manny Pacquiao. Now, how is it you just come off a rugged decision, went tooth and nail with another motherfucker, sales been subpar, then you lost your last fight? How is it that they are still trying to carry you and rank you as the number one pound for pound guy when you're not, dude? Really? In my eyes, you go Mayweather, you go Ward, you go Sergio Martinez, which I would love to see Sergio Martinez and Ward fight. However, Sergio Martinez don't want to go up to 168. He want to catch weight with Ward, and Ward said there would be no catch weight with him. He's thinking about moving up to light heavyweight. And Sergio Martinez is looking at trying to go down to fight Floyd Mayweather. I mean, but who knows? Whatever happens, happens. Oh, and with Marquez Jr., man, with the whole drug thing and how they're just trying to slap him on the wrist and say, oh, it was just marijuana, wasn't nothing, it was this and that. They tried to hang Peterson. They tried to hang Andre Berto. You know, they didn't let them fight. They fined them. That they stopped them from fighting. Neither one of them fought over a year or so after that. You know what I'm saying? They tried to kill them people. So I don't see any special treatment should be given to Chavez Jr. He's been caught. This is what, third time caught with drugs? I don't see it. Somewhere down the line they gotta just hang his ass out to dry. He should get 2-3 years suspension for all the shit he's been doing. And we're gonna see how much he gets withheld from his first stuff. Alright? And I don't think, me personally, that one round, no matter how much money a rematch would make you, that's what I hate about boxing now. It's just so much about money, nothing else matters. I don't think that one round, that 112 round that he did, constitutes a rematch. You got your ass beat for 11 rounds and a minute and a half. And then in 1 minute, you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden that's accountable for a rematch? I don't think so. You just got your ass totally dominated. That's domination, people. Not when people say, oh, Pacquiao dominated Bradley. No, the fuck he didn't. Chavez Jr. got dominated by Sergio Martinez. That's domination. You know what I'm saying? Ward dominated Dawson. You feel me? Mayweather dominated Marquez. You know, Mayweather dominated Arturo Gatti. Those are domination fights. Go back and watch those fights. Those are domination fights. Domination is not going tooth and nail with a person. That's not dominating. You know? So, in my eyes, I don't think there should be a rematch because I don't see anything that Chavez Jr. did to have earned a rematch. Now, if he fight 1 or 2 people or whatever, then, okay, yeah, he can work his way back up to a rematch. But, hell, that should be after a 2-3 year suspension. So it should be forever before that bitch get back in the ring. That's just me, though. Anyway, this your boy Chandre, man, signing out, sitting there chilling. I'm going to finish my day, and feel free to fuck with me. Leave your comments. Say whatever you want to say. Video responses. Do some of them. Let's talk.